cancer must provide hyperthermia machine. Second, at a stage where nothing can be offered, left to die, example, hyperthermia still has a role to be suggested. Third statement. Okay, not third statement. This is example from other publication, the Lancet also. Cancer, cervical cancer without hyperthermia, 5-year survival 42%. And when added hyperthermia as a treatment, 5-year survival is 83%. So any cancer, when you add hyperthermia, generally speaking, survival is up double to 5 times longer. Okay, example, colon cancer, 20% survive 5 years. You add hyperthermia, 100% survive 5 years. So mechanism, activate natural killer cell, activate DC cell, reduce hypoxia, direct killing. At 42, 41, even 41, 43, definitely kill cancer cell. Normal cell can survive up to 45 degrees. With this machine I did on myself, I achieve in 10-15 minutes 45 degrees. And normal, this machine very smart. At 45 degrees, it shut off on its own. Shut off, shut on its own. Very smart machine. So at local hyperthermia, let's say lung cancer, breast cancer, it can go up to 45 degrees Celsius. Definitely cancer cell will die. And when the cancer cell dies, the pieces of particle of the cancer become vaccine-like effect. So very profound effect of hyperthermia. Activate natural killer cell that can kill cancer cell up to 27 cancer cell if they are active, and activity increased by 300 to 400 times. We show you example later. Right. So this is the detail of the second slide. The slide I said, the one slide enough. We can go home. We can stop and go. So this is more detail how the effect of this hyperthermia. This is example in journal, and you can see here the left side is normal oxygen level for normal tissue. Right side is oxygen level of cancer tissue. So you see here example brain, kidney, see 9.5, and in cancer only 1.2. Brain, breast cancer 8.5, cancer lung 1.5. So that's why you have to improve oxygen by what? Perhaps you can take yellow water. Yellow water, have you ever heard? Hungary technology. Cluster oxygen 8, oxygen 16. Cluster dissolve and stay in water. When you drink at all time, your oxygen level 4 times higher. Monash University study, they inject 20 mice with cancer cell. 10 they give yellow water, 10 pipe water. The one that yellow water, cancer doesn't grow. It's huge significant compared to pipe water. So this is example one of the way to increase oxygen level. Right. Many times, cancers surrounding cancer tissue, there is a fluid. We call it interstitial fluid. Example, you have lung cancer, there's a fluid. So there is poor oxygenation because of it. And how to reduce this fluid at the cancer site? Hyperthermia do the job. Reduce the swelling, reduce the moisture at the cancer site surrounding cancer. So better oxygenation. Especially after radiotherapy. You do have radiotherapy, they become swelling. Can be bigger. Bigger is due to reaction. So when you do hyperthermia, and the swelling can go away very much faster, then body can clear this tissue better because of more immunity cell go because of less swelling. Okay, we say that hyperthermia reduce hypoxia or improve oxygen level. This is example when you do this treatment, the upper right slide, cuff. At 0 minute, almost no blood flow, very low oxygen, and after 60 minutes, actually all cases, even in 30 minutes, oxygen increase. Oxygen increase, cancer cell choking. When you add other treatment like you induce ketosis in the blood, and you take DCA, dichloroacetate, you get vitamin C, example, then you can kill cancer better and more complete. So this is award-winning research, right? Um, Hyperthermia is the most powerful means to overcome hypoxic protection. So cancer cells protect themselves by hypoxia. So no oxygen or low oxygen, they are happy. So hyperthermia is the most powerful means to reduce hypoxia or low oxygen level in the cancer tissue. Right. In order for natural killer cell to kill cancer cell can be outside blood vessel. We have the lump or mass inside got blood vessel. So natural killer cell travel in the blood vessel. So they have to migrate out of the blood vessel, migrate out into cancer tissue, so that they can kill the cancer mass or cancer cell. And they just passing through it's like the building in between the got big huge building got a road in the middle. So cars only passing through, not stop by. The moment you go high temperature, they call it physiological temperature, physiological fever, which induced by machine, example. Then the natural killer cell go and stick to the wall and change the shape and go migrate out into the. This only seen what with high temperature, physiological fever, they call it, physiological temperature fever. And this research is award-winning research, and uh, other researcher did the same study, they observed the same effect. That means reproducible. If one scientist say we observe this, and then other scientists try to see whether the same thing as claimed, seen or not, other people cannot reproduce the claim. Then it will be die on its own. Means you're only talking theory and not reproducible. So this research reproducible by many other researchers. That's why one component of new medical knowledge can have thousands of research. People keep on reproducing for the same effect. So they observe this effect by other scientists. And this hyperthermia always good to combine with radiotherapy. Okay. Okay. This scientist did PhD at Tokyo University, and this stated that 27 cancer cells, I stated before, can be killed by one natural killer cell. Then this is NK cell. At the left side, there's a NK cell is quite small cell. The tumor cell is bigger than NK cell. So as you can see here, this NK cell did nothing to cancer cell. The moment high temperature activated by temperature, they go and kill cancer cell. If one cell, they go by team as a team. They go together. But if not many NK cell, one cell go and kill it one by one by one. So you see here the left side, the light blue is the activity of NK cell. NK cell subset of lymphocyte right, that kill cancer cell. So this activity maximum can test is 2000. So these 18 cases all increase NK cell after hyperthermia. All cases. And most can be up to full. Lab can detect how much activity NK cell, 2000. So as you can see here, the example, the third column, 4.5 before and 2000 after. So if you divide, then become 44,000 or equivalent 400 times, more than 400 times activation of NK cell. So this is considered very profound effect to fight cancer naturally by hyperthermia. So in Europe, any cancer patient develop fever, they celebrate. Because cancer patients rarely have fever before they detect cancer. So with any children that have fever, let them have fever. Not comfortable, just moist with wet towel. 3-4 hours, too long, then only give paracetamol. Few hours later, fever again, don't suppress. Including like tonsillitis, any viral fever like measles or whatever, don't suppress. let them have fever, they will be healthier for years, never fall sick. This always observed by my experience to see how to treat children. And never give antibiotic unnecessarily. 95% children fever only virus, no bacteria. Even bacteria they can fight if you let them have fever for a certain time. And 95% of children never ever require antibiotic. So freely giving antibiotic destroy immunity by our gut flora. Our gut is the most important system to take care for immunity. 95%, 90% immunity is gut related. Right, so this is survival. The light blue is percentage of 5-year survival, and the deeper blue is percentage of survival with hyperthermia. When hyperthermia added to the conventional treatment. Okay, as you can see the corner rectal cancer, 20% shot up to 100%. All right. So this is, I repeat about the moment high temperature, natural killer cell stick to the wall. They are only traveling non-stop, and then they don't stop by. The moment high temperature, they stick to the endothelium of the blood vessel, and then they change the shape. They sit up in between the gap between in the lining of blood vessel into cancer mass. Okay, only observe so many people, and only just give you some idea reproducible result with high temperature. Without fever, the NK cell do not stick to the wall. So how to migrate out when they are only passing by? Just passing through, not stick in order to migrate out. Right. We produce more than 40 interleukin. Our disease cell, NK cell, other lymphocyte or white cell, they have to communicate. We communicate with handphone, which is radio wave. They communicate with cytokine. So cytokine release, the number one cytokine for cancer is the master cytokine, is interleukin 12. Deputy master, interleukin 2, and brigadier general is interleukin 15. So if you combine this, then you have profound effect for communication between immunity cell. Because as I said, nothing can cure cancer. Nothing can cure cancer except your own body immunity. So the treatment initial stage should be geared towards improve immunity and not to suppress immunity so much. So you can, like you don't to do chemotherapy, you have to put your body system in few weeks before you start chemotherapy. By what? Including hyperthermia, one of the things to do. Okay, chemotherapy also reduce side effect by hyperthermia. All right. So these are other summary. When you have high fever, then there will be increased number of leukocyte and activity to kill cancer cell. Neutrophil and DC migration into cancer tissue or cancer mass seen with high temperature. We call it physiological fever. Physiological fever usually we say between 38 to 41 degree. 42 to high. 41 degree, we can feel quite comfortable at 38, even 39. So you feel temperature 39, don't take medicine. Go have a rest, take more fluid and have a rest. Again, then your body have very stronger memory and you're healthier for longer, including fighting cancer. Right. So this production and activity of cytokine also seen by hyperthermia, migration, as I said, and it regulate the exit of lymphocyte outside the vessel wall into the cancer tissue, and delivery of lymphocyte to cancer mass, cancer lesion, necrotic lesion, cancer mass, and extravasation meaning migrate out of the blood vessel and into the tumor micro vessel. And tumor microenvironment block lymphocyte to go into tumor cell, but this blocking effect removed by hyperthermia. Okay. So these are seen by all means research that hyperthermia has profound effect for natural or our immunity cell to kill cancer cell. Not only natural killer cell, dendritic cell. Dendritic cell is intelligent in our body that go and check every cell in our body. Is it belong to the community of the body or foreign to the body? So also activation by hyperthermia. In Europe, they have this. I think in Malaysia they have this disease treatment. DC from donor doesn't work that well. DC from your own body where you have a very good result. So DC founder Ralph Tiemann and two others awarded Nobel Prize 2011, as I said. And DC, dendritic cell treatment in Europe, in US, 120,000 USD upfront for 3 times. You pay in full, every 2 weeks they do DC cell. You take your blood, harvest monocyte, grow into millions of cells and convert into DC cell, retransfused into your body after hyperthermia. And the result, 1.76% died within 5 years, survive in 5 years. When you do this, they can survive more than 86% more than 2 years. So profoundly different. Huh? Okay, I send because we send cancer blood into lab in Europe, then they search for cancer cell and they study what material can kill cancer cell, the non-chemo drug or chemo drugs. Then they test also whether can withstand heat or not. The gene for cancer cell, whether it can stand it. Not many, about 50 cases about that. Never a single case I encounter that cancer cell can fight hyperthermia. Perhaps you do hundreds of cases, you may find 1 or 2 cancer cell that not sensitive to hyperthermia. But in my record, not a single case not sensitive to hyperthermia, meaning at high temperature, they die. They cannot withstand. Normal cell, radio wave come in, they go high temperature, they release. So they sustain at not more than 45 degrees, or they don't kill. They release the temperature so that the heat doesn't stay in their tissue, in normal tissue. Cancer cell cannot do that. So they go temperature, normal surrounding temperature can be 41, cancer cell can go 45. And at high temperature, denature protein DNA of cancer cell and they die. Okay, and the death of cancer cell become vaccine-like effect. Okay, so anti-tumor effect of interleukin 12 is also enhanced by fever range, physiological fever. So this cytokine is actually very good for cancer, and I have 20 items. Discussion for cancer treatment with me is 3 hours. Now, very hard to people to see me because I'm always on the move. And after that, I'm going to Jakarta. I'm teaching doctor there. 65 doctors already paid and registered to attend my 3 days lecture and 1 whole day on cancer treatment, 20 items. And we stress on hyperthermia also. So if you ask me what are the good things, hyperthermia, interleukin injection. It can be immuno. Immuno is 100 times better than GCMAF and many other items that we can use. So as I said, cytokine is material communication means between natural cell, between immunity cell. So we have this interleukin 12 to 15 all in one. Sagramostin is to increase number of cell and activation by hyperthermia. Okay, so you can see here in very short 2 weeks improve a lot, and 8 weeks later almost completely clear. So this slide that I said, enough one slide, we can end. So this is conclusion. Hyperthermia is a must-use tool in all cases of cancer and used as a combination with any other means of treatment. So it's like a core and you top up with other things, including surgery. Okay. Now I have new things to share. What is the time now?
You got 20 minutes.
Okay. This I have very interesting new thing. And in my hand is one of the most sophisticated and the most advanced machine in the world to check cancer cell. Everybody have potential have cancer, right? And we can detect you have cancer or not with liquid biopsy. Meaning we take blood and send put in the machine. In 3 hours, we know you have cancer cell or not in your circulating blood. 10 to 15 years before any scan, most sensitive scan can pick up. So can you way in advance you can know. And it's a must-do test. We call it CTC, circulating tumor cell. You must do this test before decide to do regenerative medicine or rejuvenation medicine. Rejuvenation, we refer to injection of stem cell. Growth hormone injection, stem cell injection, exosome injection. What stem cell produce? They produce exosome. Exosome can be collected in the production house and inject into our body to rejuvenate. But if you have cancer cell in your circulating blood, that potentially increase cancer to grow. One doctor in 40s, they inject growth hormone and become very young, very youthful looking. Suddenly got cancer and died. 4 years later, from start growth hormone, 4 years later died of cancer. So any regenerative blood stem cell injection, you must prove no cancer before you start. Theoretically, it promotes cancer to grow. Even though it's so, in Taiwan, surprisingly, 10 people, 3 to 4, some report 3, some report 4 out of 10 got cancer in their circulating blood. And the machine used is air pressure separation, and only 2 machines in the world with the same system. Other technology, they use flow cytometry, which is outdated and less accurate. They have only sensitivity, specificity 83% or above 80%. This machine 100% specificity, meaning the moment you have cancer, you cannot dispute, really is. And if you have no cancer in circulating blood, true negative is 98%. So we can take your blood and the machine will analyze you have cancer. Because according to the whole world cancer lab study, cancer cell go into your bloodstream at very early stage, as early as first few months and first few years. One dot of pen, 100,000 cell, you have cancer 3 years. 1 centimeter diameter, you have cancer 6 years. 3 centimeter diameter cancer, you have cancer 9 years. This is very true for solid tumor, all solid tumor. And the only thing that we cannot pick up by circulating blood is brain cancer and lymphoma. Any other cell we can pick up from circulating blood. We draw your blood and put in the machine. Before we send to Europe, and they don't have very high technology thing. We use the Taiwan, Taiwan, and the machine FDA approved, and the European not approved by even by FDA. So I have here for Southeast Asia. Okay, I have some slides to share with you. Okay, so it's ready. We already use, and we take sample from Indonesia, bring to Kuala Lumpur for this test. So anybody interested to know they have cancer 10 to 15 years before scan, because the new algorithm that I'm going to suggest to the medical community is we check this, you got cancer, PET scan, PET scan. No cancer detected by PET scan is quite early. If detected by PET, even though very small, because the most sensitive, best machine can pick up minimum 3 millimeter or usually 5 millimeter cancer. If detected, it's not early, never early, because if detected, usually minimum based on the rate of cancer growth is 5 years. The person have cancer 5 years, then one small dot of PET can pick up. So the moment you pick up cancer, you have cancer, breast cancer example, 3 centimeter. Okay, we must operate. Can it be 1 or 2 days they operate? This is not a good idea. It's not that it's wrong, but the person had cancer 6 years, and what is 6 weeks compared to 6 years? You build up immunity and you do lumpectomy. When we pick up circulating blood, always can pick up in the circulating blood. That's why mastectomy compared to lumpectomy make no difference in survival. Mastectomy may remove the whole breast or remove the lump only. Survival same, because they go into bloodstream very early stage, and you remove completely. In 2 years later, they pick up, grow at the new site, bone, the lung, liver, and in no time they compare mastectomy, lumpectomy, no different, because really is cancer cell go into bloodstream very early stage. So this is the this call it micellar R2 system. And I was in Korea last 1 month, 2 months ago, and one doctor from India, I talk about this, and he asked me, what system that your machine use? Then I asked the Mikario, the system, if he said, if not air pressure separation, I'm not interested. If flow cytometry not accurate. So, oh my God. So I not really sure at that time. So I asked Mikario, the answer come back, the system is air pressure separation. Okay, in that case, we agree to work to get sample from India to Kuala Lumpur. Okay, so this is what the system is, and flow cytometry is not approved for cancer CTC. Right, so this is the machine, it costs 1 million ringgit. This is the chip. The chip costs 1,000 USD. Okay, this is the, we take your blood and mix with reagent. Reagent is like coloring to stick to the cancer cell wall because they have special receptor. So you can see here the chip. The chip here is not circuit chip, not electric circuit chip. Yeah. This is microfluid chip, fluid chip, microfluid chip. Yeah. In one line, so the left and right, the blood is not mixed. So we can test 2% at one go. So this is the chip. Okay, see here, there's the thing right in the middle here. There are 26,000 canal. See, 26,000 canal can hold. Can keep. This costs 1,000 USD for this.
Don't drop it.
No, this is sample. It's not sterile anyway. This is just how it look like. You see the line here? This is 13,000. This is 13,000 left and right. Canal meaning parit, like longkang lah, longkang. So cell passing through, and because of tagging with reagent, we know that cancer or non-cancer. It's plastic, can drop. 10 years research to produce this. So any cancer must be seen live under, can be photographic. Yeah? So there are 4 biomarkers for cancer, and the system is considered air pressure separation. You see here, this is laser 488 nanometer. The blood passing through, and it go to 2 sides, left and right. So the moment you pick up rare cell, so this is chip to pick up rare cell. Rare meaning not normal to the body. It can be cancer, can be not. As low as 1 rare cell in 8 milliliter, this machine can detect and analyze. And usually they analyze rare cell in thousands of cells in 8 milliliter. Even 1 cell already can know whether cancer or not cancer. In what more when 1,000 of abnormal cell. So they push to one side like this. Okay. The moment you pick up a rare cell passing through, that at microsecond, 1 microsecond, 1 per 1,000 second, 0. Micro, mean 1 over 1 million second, 0.00001 second, 50. They push to one side, push to one side. So then each time pushing is 25,000 red cell, 25 white cell, and 1 rare cell. So they keep on push left and right in 3 hours. Then the computer analyze cancer or no cancer. Okay, and this is the accuracy is 100%. And if you have history of cancer, if you have no cancer cell detected, the survival is much longer. The same machine can do EPC, endothelial progenitor cell, and CEC, circulating endothelial cell. People who have EPC low, they have 5 times higher chance of die due to heart attack. 519 subject, 519, they analyze EPC, endothelial progenitor cell. Same machine, using for anybody can assess how old is their blood vessel. The lowest 1/4 compared to highest 1/4. The lowest 1/4 have within 1 year 5 times higher death than the higher one quarter of EPC. So when you do the test, we can test how is your EPC level. So this is new in the world. Way back in year 2000, we have tons of research paper like this. And we are also doing this test to assess whether the person need help to boost up their blood vessel disease. I mean, they have problem with their blood vessel. We can suggest how to reverse their blood vessel disease so that they don't die within 1 year or 5 years. So same test, the same machine. This is the machine. And all result and movement of any parts of this done in Taiwan. So the teams of software engineer, they control any parts of the machine. We cannot do anything here. Only prepare the blood, mix with reagent and put the machine.
So you are saying the technology is from Taiwan.
Taiwan.
The chip is also from Taiwan.
Yes, the chip is 10 years to produce micro canal, and they go for smaller than this by half size. 5 nanometer, they go to 2.5 nanometer now. So one side will be 26,000, other side 26,000 canal or longkang, 26,000 in one side. So they don't mix. Two blood can run at one time.
Is this available in Malaysia?
Available. Yeah, we do. Yeah, in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, we cannot say where is we put the machine. We take your blood, we give your result. As good, as fast as the next day, but we can promise 3 working days. Because that is not treatment. It's a testing. Testing cost is 9,500 ringgit, range from 9,500 to 12,000. Sent to Europe now, almost in price. And they are 83% sensitivity, specificity, with flow cytometry outdated system. Ours is much more accurate. And the moment you don't have cancer, the earliest you can pick up 5 years later.
So you have a 5-year.
Let's say you don't have cancer. You are free, no manifestation of cancer for the next 5 years. So you do yearly, another 5 years. Another year you test, another 5 years. Okay. If you don't have budget, then you can go every 3 years. I test myself 2 times. Alhamdulillah, no cancer cell. Okay? Yes. Yes, they have the next level now. Is already ready, but they are producing reagent for mass produce so that no hiccup of supply. So the moment they have about 13 biomarker for cancer, about 4 biomarker, and you got 13 biomarker for coming from which organ. Let's say they will come the result, not now, perhaps another before year end. We expect the coming result. You have cancer coming from where? Ovary, endometrium, lung, liver, kidney, bone. So sarcoma, the result coming. The result come. Do you have cancer or not? Which organ coming from? But now not yet ready. Only yes or no. Yes on all or none law. All or none law. Not like probability, because IDCC in Europe, the report, if less breast cancer, less than 5, not conclusive for cancer. If you detect 4 cancer cells in circulation, how to conclude? How to tell patient have cancer or no cancer? Prostate cancer, you must have 24 more than 35 cells. This one already, because the result coming out is a live cancer cell. Alive, live, not particle, not breakdown component, not DNA particle, because cancer immunity cell can kill cancer cell and become particles or break component. This is not. It is live cancer under computer analysis. Okay, so we are very advanced now, and advancement developed in Taiwan, and we are the first. Actually, the first outside Taiwan is Kyoto University, installed and commissioned few months before we start. So now it's ready in Malaysia. Way earlier we must test, and the moment pick up, you must do something. You do hyperthermia, you boost immunity, change your lifestyle, bad habit, remove, sleep no good, get a good sleep. So we will discuss 3 hours what to do. So now I'm not like concentrating to see patient. I'm training so far 350 doctors how to manage cancer patient, including for not just cancer, for many other diseases. So I'm teaching doctors how to treat cancer to help oncologists to get better result. Okay, not necessarily you got cancer, immediately you have chemotherapy. There are so many things you can do and we can check the good treatment can make you cancer cell not detected. You do good treatment, check again, no cancer. So you do the right thing. If the number not reduced, what you are doing not good. Okay, with that I entertain few questions before I go. Yes.
Doc, you mentioned hypertherapy machine.
Mhm.
Okay, it's heat related, right? So is it a specific kind of heat, or is it heat like there is oxidation heat, there is electromagnetic heat, and there's infrared heat and all? So this heat is an entirely different kind of heat. Can we apply heat, say at home? Can we
Okay.
just say apply heat on our tummy
I,
area?
I understood your question. Can I answer now?
Yes.
Right. They study in Sweden and Norway, example, people who go into sauna at the highest temperature ever recorded, 250 degrees Celsius, volunteer, 20 minutes only he can go in. And usually 250, if that body or flesh of meat will cook in no time. At 20, why not cook? Because of body can release back the heat. They insert thermometer under anus, inside anus, the core temperature in that extreme heat only 0.5 degree. Only 0.5 degree. Meaning you go into sauna, you can feel hot, but body release back the heat, and core temperature from here to here, the pelvis, only 0.5 achievable. So never ever can achieve 1 degree by sauna. So any other means, including infrared, infrared is infrared, cannot achieve high temperature at core level, core temperature, inside the organ. And the moxibustion at the skin level. Moxibustion is the heat at the acupuncture point and the signal by the chi flow through the acupuncture line by moxibustion, only at that side, not core temperature. So the answer is this system is radio wave passing through and through at 460,000 oscillation per second. It's like you're rubbing the water, and then the temperature go up because you rub 460,000 rubbing per second. You rub your hand, you can feel heat. But this one, 406,000 rubbing per second. Equivalent for transmission tower if in this one small machine. I think they can see the machine later, right? Right. So the answer question is this is not infrared but radio wave. US system BSD US, they use microwave. 4 million ringgit, and microwave burn can be an issue. So this machine very friendly because radio wave is very safe. People can sit beside throughout the time. 3 hours can sit beside the patient. So non-dangerous radiation. Lower than visible light 50 times to 250 times.
So usually what's the core temperature that for the 3 hours?
Yes, you can be in this
I know what's the core temperature.
core temperature can go up how much? Yeah, usually 40. You've seen the animal study, 40, 41, seldom 42, but 40 good enough, 39 good enough.
Why I'm asking the question is that I went to a temperature of 41 and I passed out.
41, our body 37. When you are in 41 degree environment, like you're very, you got the body will absorb the heat from outside. Then you got heat stroke. That is a different scenario.
No, well, I was in the hospital. I went into the emergency when I was tested 41 degrees. So
Fever, 41 degree.
fever.
Okay, you fever 41 degree. Why? You it's like passing out. You know, your body sensitive to much at that temperature. Some children they have epileptic fit tendency. It's genetic. So those who have high fever, then they become fit or sawan. So these children you may give earlier paracetamol, not to let them have high fever so much for so long. So 41 degree consider common for most people, but very outlier 1 or 2% may have the profound effect already.
Because under this environment, you are using it for quite a long period of time. So
People who do this, they don't feel heat. Yeah, comfortable. They don't feel like they have fever, no. But they can feel actually hot on the skin. Actually, the heat coming from right in the middle to outside. So when you remove the plate, you shine with the gun, it's only low temperature. The heat actually from the core. So you don't feel anything with this heat. But they have the AI monitor how much temperature, core temperature go up. It's very smart machine. And that's why I not buying this German machine for keep on delay for I think 11 years. Then I come to know the Korea, immediately I take it. Take meaning I adopt and advocate and promote this machine. Why? Because this is the best machine in terms of whatever we wanted achievable with this machine. Okay?
Doctor, can I ask another question?
Yes.
I have a machine called Beamer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure whether you have heard of this machine. That gives heat, 4 kinds of heat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that we can use on a daily basis. Oxidation heat, electromagnetic heat, infrared heat, and all. So, is there any harm if I use it every day? It's not heat as in the high temperature.
I understand.
It's just heat on your body.
Yeah. It's no harm.
No harm.
No harm you use every day, but any good thing you give a break. You use 5 days, give break 2 days. You give 3 weeks, you break 1 week. You give 3 months, you break 1 month. So this is the way how to break. So, but it's no harm because infrared we expose now and then every time. It's much lower temperature than you be under beside the stove actually.
It doesn't help in cancer.
It had immunity in some way. Immunity maybe let's say improve by double or triple, but hyperthermia here go up 300 to 400 rather than 3 to 4. Okay, here Hafiz. Hafiz, I introduce. This is Hafiz. Come here. So Hafiz is the PIC for sampling. Anybody who want to take blood, contact Hafiz. Then we have to arrange for the day and the time because we can only process certain number of sample in 1 day. At the start, 4, 6 maximum. So let's say we can process tomorrow morning because the blood should process within 48 hours. And better still with some container is for 24 hours. So if we take evening 3, 4 o'clock, next morning we can process. So temperature to carry, let's say from Penang, Kuching, or even Jakarta, should be 15 to 25. Not too cold, not more than 25. And we have system how to carry. So we have to bring with the tube is no ordinary tube that doctor take blood to send to the lab. It's K2 EDTA, not K3 EDTA, not K1 EDTA. And usually 10 to the lab 5 milliliter. This one 8 milliliter tube. And you have to remove 2 milliliter and take only with vacuum thinner needle, not ordinary needle. So any doctor who want to draw blood, we send this needle with tube. Then we get my appointment. They together consensus with the patient, day and time. Agree, we take the blood into the lab and put in the machine. Okay, how to do the test? To run this machine, minimum I estimated 40 contact hours. We learn how to run this machine 40 contact hours, and we have lab scientists and a degree in lab science, and her resume is never no A in all the time. So it's flat A all the time, for flat all the time. And we brought her to test in Taiwan. So they take healthy person blood, consider no cancer cell, and they spike with 7 cancer cell, and the staff doesn't know how. They know already spike meaning put cancer cell inside the blood, but they don't know how many. Any slightest not right, the result will be not. They must come out the result 6 to 9. 6 meaning 1 cell can be missing, some cell can destroy. They take the 7 cell put inside, and perhaps they add more than 7. So they have ISO, they did 100 of cases, they hit that range. 6 to 9 with spike. And at one go, she processed the blood, do the reagent meaning mix with some reagent, and put in the machine, and identify exactly 7 cells. So she passed at one go. So even though with that, anything observed by Taiwanese in Taiwan. Okay? So with that, I thank you. And for the question, I believe you can ask Isaac Moses. Every year they have conference now. How many conference? In India, the 12th, right? 12 hyperthermia conference. 25th November in Malaysia, everybody invited, doctors and non-doctors. The whole day we discuss about the result using this hyperthermia machine. At 2 hours with COVID, no more infectious level. So you can have so many things. Even the people who are no cancer, they want to build immunity, also can do this regularly. So we can have some suggestion for that. So November will be in Malaysia, but in August will be in India. So I plan to go in India. Okay. Thank you. I have to go. So if any question, you can ask at that moment.
Okay, thank you. Before you go, John, we'd like to pass you a souvenir, President Tree. Is the president of Lifestyle PJ Metro. I'd like to give you a small token of appreciation for sharing your thoughts today.
Of course, I will remove my mask.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr.
Yeah.
Zawawi.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, are you hungry or not? If you're not hungry yet, we will continue this session. Then we can have food. While we're having food, some of you can get a chance to test hyperthermia machine in the room. And also there's another machine there called paintboard. Also can help to detect pain, treat pain,
My laptop.
analyze and treat pain. Okay? So,
Stop in that room.
are you okay? We continue for another half an hour, 45 minutes. Then we will do the test hyperthermia machine. Okay, Dr. Zawawi,
That's
safe
mean
flight, huh?
feel for yourself.
Free testing. Okay?
You feel in 5 seconds, you put on your body and how it feels.
All right. Now you all heard what Dr. Zawawi said. He's sharing a lot of his thoughts, and we know now that there are a lot of alternatives besides chemotherapy and radiotherapy. A lot of people ask me this question also, whether hyperthermia can be part and parcel of an insurance claimable. Correct or not? The answer is yes and no. Yes and no meaning this must be certified. That means the cancer, whatever cancer must be certified by oncologists. Okay? And also the oncologist must recommend some kind of treatment. Hyperthermia is known as immunotherapy or adjuvant therapy treatment. So some insurance medical policies, especially the newer ones, they have avenues for immunotherapy, target therapy, hormonal therapy. So it qualifies under the category but must be verified by an oncologist. Okay? The older insurance policies that you may have 10, 15 years ago do not have this feature. For those people who have that, we send flowers and get your food. Okay?